The silence of humanity on the root cause of human slavery, control, and suffering. The criminal nature of the money printers. Is humanity mature for the holy grail of evolution? Bitcoin. Published on January 30th, 2019 on medium.com. There is no need to go deep or deeper down into the rabbit hole. Some of us have been there and done that. At least once in a lifetime, every human being should do that for the purpose of understanding the reality of the truth, simply by experiential observation, empirical perception, research, analysis, logical deductions. Humans are truly able to enlighten their brains with comprehension in totality when it comes to the sacrosanct power of the global money cartel. They literally, politically, juridically, and factually untouchable central banks jointly and absolutely secretly bundling their obsession with greed and control within the Bank for International Settlements, BIS. If you wish to read more about the BIS and their criminal track record, check out my earlier articles with many references and sources of knowledge on medium.com/@Kevandavani. It is really astounding that the former and current students of our compartmentalized educational system, schools and universities, manage to teach and lecture about the economical, financial, and social symptoms of our modern societies and human civilization for years, but not once have we ever been taught or at least inspired with the teachings, research, facts, and logical thinking of Austrian economists, such as Menger, von Mises, Hayek, Rothbard, De Soto, etc. How can we, as the strongest advocates and realists of the global Bitcoin community, expect humanity to understand the one and only essential question, why Bitcoin, let alone to speed up the mass adoption of Bitcoin on a worldwide scale? After talking to many Bitcoin educators in Austria and beyond, it has become obvious that the majority of people are simply not interested in buying Bitcoin because most of them in the modern developed nations have not felt the financial and economical pain points yet. The primary elusive reactions, what do I need Bitcoin for when I can buy my coffee with cash or bank card? The parroted slogans and mantras of ignorance, Bitcoin is not a currency, blockchain, not Bitcoin, makes total sense once we realize that most people have never had the chance to go down into the rabbit hole of the holy taboo, the centralized creation, inflation, and untouchable control of easy, infinite paper or digital fiat money. For reasons you definitely understand, I will not touch upon the question of who controls and finances the dogma and content of our books, teachers, professors, media, and other governmental institutions. Let it be just said that it is highly interesting, peculiar, and questionable why and how the owners, controllers, agents, and decision makers of the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, were able to finance the wars and horrendous atrocities of Hitler's Nazi Germany without any kind of punishment or consequences. The systematic laundering of stolen or robbed gold by the BIS is a proven fact. Do you ever remember having been taught in school that the former BIS General Director Paul Hechler and other functionaries, member of the Nazi Party NSDAP, who were heavily involved in the businesses of BIS and the Reichsbank, were protected by the Swiss government at the end of and after World War II? There remains one logical question. Why did the Nuremberg trials not prosecute those responsible agents, perpetrators, decision makers, industrials, technicians, and central bankers who were responsible for the financing of the massively caused chain reactions of destruction, deaths, torture, suffering beyond criminality? My very educated history teacher used to tell us in history class, it would be too good to be true if humanity could learn something out of history. I would add that it depends on our open-mindedness, intelligence, and maturity to question and reflect upon everything, including and especially the sources and intentions of so-called educational materials on money, finance, and economics. Ask yourself, why is humanity suffering under so much unimaginable income inequality, even though we have an abundance of wealth and resources? We cannot blame ourselves to a great extent. All of us, the younger and even older generations, for nearly a century, do not know and cannot imagine a life in a society or human civilization based on hard money, for example, the gold standard, or notes fully backed and redeemable in gold, silver, etc. With hard money, individuals and societies in general had been able to save money, make good investments with a low time preference, thrive in every aspect of their lives, and coexist more peacefully with one another. Poverty, massive unemployment, recessions, financial crisis, boom and bust cycles, malinvestments, fiscal and governmental actions of expropriations, illegal and or hidden taxes, bailouts of banks, bail-ins of depositors' money are all symptoms due to the dominating, fascist, dictatorial, and criminal nature of the money monopoly of the legally untouchable global central banking cartel. A wise man once said, "I seek not to know the answer, but to understand the question." In this sense, let us for the first time in human history and evolution ask ourselves, for the sake of our existing and future children and our beloved family of humanity, why Bitcoin? There is absolutely no need to waste any time, energy, or resources in fighting against or struggling with the horrendous monetary, financial, corporate, military, industrial, governmental complex. As soon as the critical mass of humanity has reached a level of understanding of the essence of monetary value within the hardest money ever created in human history, the Bitcoin maximalists will finally stop their dizzy and misguided technical and fundamental analysis, even though excusable under the fiat regime, on the basis and comparison of fiat money value, be it dollar, euro, or any other super-inflated fiat currency, having caused hundreds of trillions of global debt. Instead of asking how much a Bitcoin or its subunit 1 Satoshi, 1 Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshis, is worth in dollars or euro or whatever fiat currency, we will know what inherent store of value and purchasing power 1 Satoshi has. Maybe 1 Satoshi will feel like holding a mint of gold. Now, can you imagine the hardest money that can never be devalued, but only increase in real existential and monetary value and power? In the end, who are the slaves to be made liable for these infinite debts ad absurdum? Yes, the total decentralization and mass adoption of the absolutely immutable and hardest money with a total scarcity of 21 million bitcoins and a programmed difficulty adjustment all set in stone by Satoshi Nakamoto is the final test and challenge for humanity. The simplicity of making the rooted power of the criminal money structures obsolete, controlling every imaginable facet of our global civilization and structures with tentacles shrouded in mystery, will become a shocking laughter for our children to learn in the museums and schools of knowledge in the very near future. The house of cards of the Tower of Babel, Basel, is about to collapse like a house of cards in total peace.